Hey there, this is video 17 out of 90. I'm taking on a personal challenge to do a video a day for 90 days. And I'll tell you why a little bit later. But in this video, I'm talking about the third S in the triple S system. So a couple of days ago, I talked about the first S, which is stabilize, and identifying really what the problem is that you want to solve, because so much time, energy, and effort is wasted on creating solutions for problems when we don't really understand what the problem is. And our brains naturally go to what is the system, what is the solution, what are the steps to fix this problem. But we haven't really had a deep dive into identifying what the problem really is. So that was the first S that we talked about. The second S was Systemise, so stabilize, then Systemise. And that's the solution. They're the steps that you need to take, and there are criteria to ensure that a system is high quality and is implemented. Systems sitting on the shelves don't help anybody. They need to be used, and they need to be in existence to be able to be refined. And then the third S is scale, but scale for freedom. In my mind, scaling isn't making things bigger. In my mind, scaling is making it better. So what's the end result we're trying to accomplish here, and how can we make it better? And the process of scaling is finding a great home for the system. So someone who is following the system, doing the do, it's really important that they love it, that they're good at it. And the first thing we need to unpack is there is a mindset with pretty much all business owners that they think that no one cares as much as I do, no one does as good a job as I do, and so they have this grip around the neck of everything, and they do become the bottleneck. And so we need to get past that. We need to flip the script of thinking that we're the only one who can do stuff, or we're the best at it. And even if you're getting somebody else to do it, it's got to be run by me and I need to check it, all of that sort of stuff. I think there's a book worth looking at, and it's called The 6 Types of Working Genius. I can't remember the name of the author. Hopefully it'll come to me before we finish. But the 6 Types of Working Genius is all about identifying that there are 6 parts to a project to make a project successful. And they are wonder, invention, discernment, galvanizing, enablement, and tenacity, which spells widget. That's how I remember it from the book. And the whole idea of the book, or the premise of the book, is that for a project to be successful, all 6 of these areas need to be taken care of. And the first is wonder, and that is the ability to look past the limitations that are in our industry or how we've always done it and what have you, and wonder, what if we were able to do this, or what if we became this? And just being able to think outside the box and get past the norms and the limitations in past thinking. And that is essential for a project. The next is called invention, and that is all about coming up with a way to implement this and coming up with unique new ways of doing things. And it's just some people are good at it and some people are bad at it. The third is discernment, and that is the ability to be able to look at an idea, look at an invention like that, a new system, a new process, a new way of doing things, and before you get too deeply into it, someone with the genius of discernment can go, that's a shit idea, or that's a great idea. So there are people that have the ability to be able to see quite deeply and be able to identify whether something's going to be a waste of time or not. The fourth is galvanizing, and that's the ability to bring the team and rally the troops around a project and get everyone heading in the same direction. Enablement is the fifth one. That's the ability to step forward when everybody else is not moving forward or stepping back, to volunteer to get things started. Yep, I'll do that. I'll have a crack at that. And then the sixth one, the last one, is tenacity. And that's the person that has the tenacity to stick with it until it's done, because you may be a great starter, but maybe not a great finisher. And the whole idea of the 6 types of working genius is there an assessment you can take, and it tells you what your 2 levels of geniuses are. So they've done many studies, and what they've found with doing this is that generally people have 2 geniuses. I forget what the middle bit is called, but it's 2 of the things that I've just talked about you're good at, you can do them, but they take energy away from you. The 2 that you're genius at, you're good at, but they give you energy. You can just seem to do it all day long or for a long period of time. These other things that you're good at, but they don't light you up, so they just suck the energy out of you. So you run out of juice by doing those activities for any long period of time. And the last 2, you're bad at, and they suck the energy out of you. And so the reason I ask you to read this book or have a look at it is it really does help you to understand that it's not a good perspective to hold on to, that you need to be responsible and look out for everything, because there are things that you're crap at. And there are things that even though you're good at, you can't sustain them for a long period of time. But somebody who is good at it and it gives them energy would be far better placed to be doing that activity. So getting back to the 3rd S of the triple S system, which is scale, making it better, but scale for freedom. So you're getting things off your plate, but you're finding a loving home for that activity, so it gets done better and consistently improves. Because when somebody loves doing something, they will have a propensity to want to make it better and better and consistently improve it. If it sucks the energy out of you, you just want to get it done and forget about it. And so your propensity is to do it, but you don't, because you don't have the energy and the passion for it. You're not constantly looking for ways to make it better and better. So it will atrophy and eventually get worse if you try and hold on to it. So the first S in the triple S system is stabilize, identifying what the problem really is, then systemize, and there's a whole criteria for that, and then finding a good home for that activity. And if it fits into one of your geniuses, one of your 2 geniuses, and it gives you energy, why would you give that away? You could hold on to it, but there are other things that you can find a loving home for, that they love, that person or that process, platform, software does a really great job of delivering that outcome. So that can be given to that platform or that person who really loves it. And if you continue to use the triple S system whenever you come up against any problem, first identify what the problem is, then you can find the appropriate system and follow the criteria for a quality system, then find a home for that system, you will be able to experience more freedom, and the stuff that you are doing is giving you energy. So it's an absolute game changer. It changes everything, but you've got to follow that triple S system. As I said, this is video 17 out of 90. I've challenged myself to do one of these every day for 90 days for the purposes of learning. So my purpose here is just to flick the video on and give myself the opportunity to explain what I believe are really important mindset shifts and philosophical shifts and processes and ideas, so I understand them at a more deep level. Because many years ago I was taught by Tony Robbins to teach what we most need to learn, and then more recently I was shown this idea from Richard Feynman, the Feynman method, about a specific 4-step process on how to learn things at a deeper level by teaching it in a specific way. And so I'm not purporting to say in this video that I know everything about how to scale for freedom. It is me. This is me explaining how I currently think about it, so I can go back and watch this video and go, that didn't make sense. That was a bit fuzzy. I used words that maybe a person wouldn't understand in that area, so I can learn how to explain things better. And through that process, I learn more deeply, and that's the purpose of this. And if it helps you, if you've seen this video and it made sense to you and it got you thinking, that's an absolute bonus. I'm really happy about that. And if that did happen, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me through LinkedIn and maybe we can have a conversation about how it impacted you and how you're implementing it. And maybe I can learn something from you about your experience by implementing one of these ideas from one of these videos. Everybody wins. It's a really cool thing. So don't be shy. Reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. And I will be back with video 18 out of 90 tomorrow. See you then. Bye for now.